Imagine being sentenced to death for a crime you did not commit. Knowing that a single mistake or false piece of evidence could end your life forever. It's a terrifying thought, but for some, it's a real possibility. The death penalty should be abolished in the United States because it risks executing innocent people, imposes higher financial and moral costs than life without parole, and fails to prevent crime. This is important to all of us because our justice system reflects our moral values, and the decisions we make about punishment affect the safety and well-being of our communities. Today, we will first examine the risk of wrongful execution, then explore the financial and moral costs of the death penalty, and finally discuss how it fails to deter crime. Let's begin by looking at the primary problem with the death penalty. Firstly, the death penalty risks wrongful execution. Over 185 people in the U.S. have been exonerated from death row since 1973 due to new evidence. Samuel R. Gross, The New York Times, 2019. This shows that mistakes in the justice system can and do happen. Innocent individuals may be executed due to errors in eyewitness testimony, flawed forensic evidence, or inadequate legal representation. These are all human mistakes, yet the consequences are permanent. The possibility of executing an innocent person raises serious moral and ethical concerns for society. If we value justice, even one wrongful execution is unacceptable. Every life matters, and the death penalty puts the most important life of all, an innocent persons, at risk. So for my visual aid, it is an example. Floyd Bledsoe, he was from Kansas, and he was convicted and sentenced to death in 2000 for the murder of his 14-year-old sister-in-law, Camille Arfman. And he was exonerated and released in 2016 after DNA evidence identified his brother, Tom Bledsoe, actually killed her. He spent 16 years in prison before being exonerated, and his brother confessed in a suicide letter clearing Floyd's name. And then this is what he looked like going into prison, and that's what he looks like coming out, or as of right now. And then that was the victim's situation. Now that we understand the danger of wrongful executions, let's look at the financial and moral impacts of the death penalty. The death penalty imposes higher financial and moral costs than life without parole. The death penalty cases cost significantly more than cases seeking life imprisonment due to the lengthy trials, appeals, and special incarceration procedures. Sharon Dolovich, Yale Law Journal, 2012. Taxpayers bear the burden of these costly trials and long appeals, money that could be instead used for education, crime prevention, and community programs. Beyond finances, executing prisoners causes emotional and psychological trauma for families, jurors, and prison staff. These consequences are often overlooked, but they are real and lasting. The death penalty is not just expensive, it is emotionally devastating for everyone involved. Now that we know the cost, let's examine how the death penalty fails to prevent crime. The death penalty does not deter crime more effectively than life without parole. Studies show that states with the death penalty do not have lower homicide rates than states without it. Jeffrey Fagan, Columbia Law Review, 2006. Crime behavior is often impulsive or influenced by circumstances that make the threat of execution ineffective as a deterrent. People rarely stop to calculate the consequences before committing a crime. Life without parole achieves the goal of public safety without the moral, financial, and legal risks associated with execution. Protecting our communities should not require risking innocent lives or wasting taxpayer money. Now that we have examined the risks, cost, and ineffectiveness of the death penalty, it is clear why it should be abolished. In conclusion, the death penalty should be abolished nationwide because it risks executing innocent people, costs more than alternatives, and fails to prevent crime. Today, we explored the risk of wrongful execution, the financial and moral cost of the death penalty, and its failure to serve as a deterrent to crime. I urge you to support replacing the death penalty with life without parole and advocate for a justice system that prioritizes fairness, morality, and public safety. Together, we can build a system that protects our society while respecting human life and ensuring justice for everyone. Thank you.